Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to go over 3 platforms, eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and we're going to compare them on a bunch of different categories. So if you want to see who is better for what, then go ahead and keep watching and I'll tell you. Hey guys, what's up? It's Eileen and welcome back to my channel where I teach about entrepreneurship, reselling, and basically just work-at-home mom life. I've been an entrepreneur since high school. My first business was actually selling on eBay, and that was a while ago. We won't go over how long ago it was, but you should have seen my room in high school. Teenager, selling on eBay, disaster. So I took a little break, did my thing, and then I started reselling on eBay again in 2016 as a stay-at-home mom to my 2-year-old son. Well, he was 2 at the time, he is 4 now. So before I get started, I wanted to ask you to hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. I post every week, and like I said, I share all about reselling, work-at-home mom life, selling on eBay, all that kind of good stuff. So hit that red subscribe button down below and let's get started. Alright, so basically I'm going to go over eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari in a bunch of different categories. I'm going to tell you how they kind of stack up and which one I think the winner is for each category. The winner for each category, some of them are pretty obvious and then some of them are kind of more opinion based, so you might have to decide for yourself. But I just wanted to explain that and let's just get started. Alright, so first up is selling fees. eBay's selling fees are the most complicated out of the 3. You do get 50 free listings when you have an eBay account, and then after that it's up to I think 35 cents per listing. Unless you have a store, then it varies. It's all very confusing, and that's just the listing fee. And then after that, once the item sells, there's what's called a final value fee, and that is usually 10 to 12% of the final price of the item. And then on top of that, if you accept PayPal, you're going to pay a 30-cent fee plus 2.9% of that money that you collected as well. So it ends up being, I want to say like 15% or so across all of those different fees. It does vary a lot on eBay. Poshmark's a little bit easier. It is 20% on items that are $15 or higher. On anything under $15, the fee is $2.95, and then Mercari is the easiest of all, and it is just 10%, no matter what. So the winner here for me is obvious. Mercari, it's the cheapest fee, and also it's the easiest to figure out. I also wanted to mention Mercari and Poshmark do not charge you to list. You can list as many items as you want for free. You only get charged once the item is sold. eBay charges you to list. I will link to my Ultimate Mercari Guide video down below in the description, so that if you want to get started on Mercari, since it has the lowest fees, you can check that out and it'll give you some tips to get started. Now we're going to go over customer base, so basically how many customers does each platform have. Finding these numbers, I'm sure they're slightly different now because I don't know when these numbers exactly were pulled, and I'm sure these platforms have grown, but eBay has about 180 million users. Poshmark has about 40 million users, and Mercari, I could not find how many users they have, but I did see that they have 100 million downloads, so there's that. So I can't really compare Mercari to the others, but it's pretty obvious that eBay has the most users. That's the clear winner. As far as listing goes, eBay is pretty complicated. If you've never tried listing on eBay, it can be pretty complicated. I think they actually have a new interface, which I have an older account, so I don't see that. Mine's a little older looking. It's the kind of the original eBay listing page. I think the newer ones might look a little bit more streamlined, but for me it's a little more confusing. I've seen it and it confuses me because I'm not used to it. But eBay is definitely the more complicated of the 3, and the app sucks for listing. Do not list on the app. I mean, if you can do it, then go for it, but I refuse to list on the app. Poshmark's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there are quite a few fields to fill out, but it's really easy. Mercari is the easiest of the 3. There aren't that many fields to fill out, and some of the fields actually auto-populate. Like, it can pull the brand name from your title and ask you, like, it gives it to you as a suggestion when you go to that section. So the winner for this one is Mercari because it's just so easy to list. Let's talk shipping. This is kind of what freaks people out and scares people away from eBay, I think, or even the other platforms, but eBay definitely, it scares people. There are just a lot of different options, and it can be really confusing if you don't know how to ship things online. I've been shipping online since, like, I don't know, when did shipping online get invented? Am I dating myself? But I've been shipping online forever, so it's not hard to me, but it is definitely, there is a learning curve when I had to teach my husband. He's still learning a couple years later. He's still kind of asking me questions, and that's fine. But there is more of a learning curve. There are a lot more options, but the thing that eBay has going for it is that you can do calculated shipping, so it basically charges your customer exactly what eBay is going to charge. So sometimes if you're selling like a lightweight tank top, shipping is really cheap compared to Mercari or Poshmark, so that's kind of a plus that eBay has going for it. Otherwise it kind of sucks because it's kind of complicated if you don't know what you're doing. Poshmark is pretty easy. It's basically $6.89 to ship. You don't have to deal with it at all. It's just the buyer. Unless your package is going to be over 5 pounds, then you have to buy an additional label or a higher weight label through Poshmark, and it's not too hard to do. You just do it in the sales area of that order, but pretty easy. Usually you don't have to really even think about it. You just print the label. Mercari is a little more complicated than Poshmark. You can either buy the label through Mercari, and all you do is pick the weight range that your item's in. So there's like a 1 to 3 pound, 3 to 10 pound, etc. And you just figure out how much your item weighs, and then you pick either FedEx, UPS, or FedEx, USPS, or UPS, or you can choose to ship it yourself and not get the Mercari label, but I recommend the Mercari label. It just makes it easier. So the winner of that one is Poshmark because it is honestly just the easiest. For the most part, your buyer pays for the $6.89 shipping label, and you print it and you go. You don't have to deal with anything else. All right, so let's talk about seller experience and policies, basically how it is selling on that platform, what their policies are like, if they protect their sellers, stuff like that. So eBay has a lot of rules. You get these things called defects, and that can really affect your account, so you have to be really careful on eBay. I will link down below to kind of their policies so that you can check that out for yourself. Poshmark, they don't really accept returns. It's happened to me a couple of times where people will dispute an item, but that you can't return for fit or wrong size or basically buyer's remorse, anything like that. There have been a couple returns where people have said that I sent the wrong item or something like that. So that does happen occasionally, but it's very rare. Poshmark as a policy just does not accept returns. So they really take care of their buyers and their sellers. I did have one instance where they kind of refunded the buyer, but I didn't have to do anything, so that was great. Mercari I've heard is terrible. I've never had an issue with Mercari where I had to deal with them, but I've heard that they're pretty hard to get a hold of customer service wise, so don't expect too much from them, I guess. And yeah, I don't have much experience with that, but I have heard that from a couple people. And the winner for this category is Poshmark because they really do try to take care of their buyers and their sellers, and I just really like that they don't accept returns because then I don't have to deal with them. Alright, so overall effort is the next category that I'm going to rate these platforms on, and eBay's, you got to put a lot of effort into eBay, the listing, the shipping, stuff like that. It's just a little bit more time consuming. Poshmark is pretty easy to list, it's pretty easy to ship. Sharing your closet, which is really important on Poshmark, is kind of a pain in the butt, so that has that against it. And then Mercari is pretty easy to list, easy to ship. You don't have to do any sharing or anything like that. You can promote your items if you'd like to, but nothing much more is required other than just listing your item. So Mercari kind of wins that one, but it honestly just depends. If you want something where you can just list it and forget it, Mercari wins because it's the easiest to list and ship on and forget about. But if you want to really make sure you sell those items and engage with your buyers by sending offers and stuff like that, it's kind of a toss-up between all of them because all of it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, guys. So we're just going to give that one to Mercari just because if you were just going to list and ship, then it's the easiest. So we're going to give that one to Mercari. Alright, so let's talk about access to funds. Once you sell something, how quickly can you get paid? So on eBay, unless you have like the new eBay payment option, which a lot of us don't have yet, you get paid, whoa, sorry for kicking the camera. Unless you have the new payments through eBay, you basically, most of us accept payments through PayPal, and with PayPal it gets put directly into your PayPal account, and then you can either what's the word I'm looking for? Transfer it to your bank account, which takes a day or two, or you can do an automatic transfer to your card, which is like a 1% fee, but it's pretty much instant if you need that money right away, or if you have a PayPal card that links to your PayPal account, you can access it instantly. So with eBay, as soon as the item is sold and the person is paid, you can pretty much access your funds, unless you want to wait for that transfer, which is what I usually do. I don't want to pay fees and I don't need the money right away. But if you did, eBay would be great. Poshmark, you have to wait until the item is delivered, And then once the item is delivered and accepted by the buyer, then you get your funds into your balance, and then you have to request a direct deposit. So you have to wait for the item to be delivered, you have to wait for the customer to accept it, and then you have to wait for it to deposit. So I would probably say at least a week before you see your money through Poshmark. Mercari is pretty much the same thing. With Mercari, the item gets delivered, they have 3 days to leave a review. If they don't leave a review, Mercari will do it for you, and then when you leave a review, you get access to your funds by them putting it into your balance, and then you have to ask for a direct deposit. So either way, Poshmark or Mercari, you're probably going to be about a week before you see your money. eBay, it can be instant if you have a debit card through PayPal, or if you do that instant transfer to a card. So the winner for this one is eBay, since you can access your funds pretty much instantly if you really needed to, whereas the other two platforms, it would be probably close to a week before you could get to your money. All right, so let's talk about extra features. On eBay, you can run sales if you have a store, you can send offers to buyers, you can promote listings for a fee. I think that's pretty much it. And then on Poshmark, you can do bundles, you can do bundle discounts, you can send offers to your likers. And on Poshmark, you can do these things called, you can hit the promote button, and you can also send offers to, so I guess on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, you can pretty much always send offers to likers. For this one, the winner is eBay and Poshmark because they have pretty much the same features, or the same number of features. eBay is different because you can run a sale, but on Poshmark you can do bundle discounts that you can offer to your buyers, so it kind of evens out. So that one is a tie. All right, so this last category is my personal experience. So for eBay, I sell more on eBay by far than any of the other categories. It does take more effort per item than the other categories or the other platforms, but I sell way more, so it's worth the effort. Poshmark, I like Poshmark because it's a little more curated and it looks nice. I like that it's easy to list on. I love that it's easy to ship. I don't have to do anything with shipping other than print the label and ship the item. But I hate sharing. Honestly, it's just, I hate sharing and I don't do it that often, so I don't like that aspect of it. Mercari is so easy to list, just like Poshmark, so easy to list, but I don't find that I get a lot of sales from Mercari in comparison to the other two. So the winner in this category is eBay. I gotta go where the sales are, and that's where it is for me, is eBay. So eBay wins my personal experience category. All right, so kind of giving this comparison a number grading system, I kind of just gave each platform 1 point for each category that they won, and then the one where eBay and Poshmark tied, I split it. So eBay has 3.5 points, Poshmark has 2.5 points, and Mercari has 3 points, so the winner is eBay. But this really doesn't mean anything, honestly, because it depends on you, your situation, your preference, and what works for you, and these categories don't equally stack up. For you, the listing process might be more important than the shipping process. So it really just depends on you, your preferences, your business, and how you kind of rate those categories. So as you can tell, even though in almost every category I told you how difficult eBay was, eBay is hands down my choice because that's where my sales are, and that's just where I have to be if I want to sell a lot. Some people can make a full-time income on Poshmark. I've never met anybody that makes a full-time income on Mercari. If you do, contact me. I'd love to talk to you. But eBay is just so much easier to make sales on. There are so many more users, and it's just a lot, you can move things a lot quicker. So my kind of opinion on each platform is, if you want to make a full-time income or you want to sell your items quickly and get them out to get your item in front of a lot of people, eBay is for you. If you enjoy fashion or you have access to a lot of designer, trendy brands, Poshmark is for you. And if you just kind of want to list a lot of random stuff and you don't want to pay a lot of fees, but you don't mind it kind of sitting for a while, then Mercari is for you. I would love to hear which your favorite platform is down below in the comments. So go ahead and go down there and let me know if you prefer eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari. I would love to hear your opinion. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye.